Hey guys, it's Tuesday, it's 8 o'clock, so you know what time it is. It's time for The Rush. Let's go. Welcome to The Rush, guys. Thank you for joining me for another awesome episode. As always, it is she, it is her, it is I, it is me, Miss Simone, and we have so much fun in store for you for this episode, but we just want to thank you so much for rocking with us this far, and we hope that you would stay tuned and keep watching so that you can see all the tricks we have rolled up our sleeves just for you. So you know what time it is. It's the top of the show, so it's now time for the question of the day. The question is, how do you know, or how can you tell when one of your friends is becoming a frenemy? We all know what a frenemy is, a friend that's slowly becoming an enemy, but in a way that you won't notice. So if you want to chime in on the conversation, feel free to leave your answer under our question of the day post, and we might just share your thoughts right here on the show. Now, when we get back from this commercial break, we are talking with one of the women who can help you in terms of becoming wealthy and becoming a girl boss. You don't want to miss it, so stay tuned on The Rush. Welcome back to The Rush, guys. Joining me now on the show is wealth coach Melissa Hall. How are you, Miss Hall?
I'm wonderful.
So blessed to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, let's just jump right into it. What made you want to go into this field of coaching people on how to become wealthy or how to live a wealthy lifestyle?
Well, a few years ago, I ran into some financial challenges, even as an attorney professional. And at that time, I realized that money was not the thing that really made me wealthy. It's just one of the components that made you wealthy. Mm-hmm. And so basically, I started to shift my talk about business and wealth and how women can overcome those types of challenges. And so that's how I really got into it, from a personal experience that really caused me to dig deep within. And so I realized that, I was already wealthy, because a lot of times when people are in financial dispositions, they often tend to feel as if that they are not worthy, right. That, they lose their self-confidence, right, and esteem. And that experience caused me to look deep within and to realize that I was wealthy. And so when I came into that revelation and understanding and appreciation for wealth, then I decided to make the shift and begin to coach on wealth.
And how easy was that transition for you to come from that point where you were in your life, where you had financial hardships, now on teaching people how to, I guess, avoid that point or embrace that point?
Yeah. Well, the shift for me was pretty much easy. As an attorney, I had already been, managing lots of wealthy clients. I have a lot of high-profile clients. And so understanding the way that they build wealth, but then again, personally being able to speak to just the ordinary person off the side of the street and say, right, hey, listen, this is time, you're at this point in your life where you need to get some stuff in order. And even if you've made some mistakes, that it's, just a matter of you making a shift, a mental shift, and taking some practical steps to change your life. And so it was not a difficult shift. It's just now that it was brought home to me, and then what I learned and discovered, I felt it's now time for me to share.
Great. So over the years, you've built, you created a bunch of different products.
Yes.
Just give us an overview of some of the things that you've been working on.
Great. So what I've done, one of the ways that you can create wealth, because I coach on how you can attract, create, manage, and protect wealth, of course. And so one of the things I wanted to do was to demonstrate to the women at large that you can begin to create multiple streams of income by using or developing or producing simple products. Right. And so what I started to do was like, okay, a mug. You know, we have this mug here where say you
cute.
have the power to get wealth. And very motivational. And so I started to produce mugs, body oils, and then I realized that a lot of your wealth has a lot to do with what you're saying to yourself. And so to change the language. And so then I began to produce these wealth affirmation CDs.
Wow.
And then one of the things I realized as I began to study women and wealth, that women handle money a lot more differently than men.
Yes.
And so I then developed this CD called Women in Wealth, Potholes to Avoid on the Road to True Wealth. And of course, then I got the T-shirts just to build your confidence. And then this year, I produced this journal that has lots of information on it. It's lots of financial planning information, inspiration, how to set goals and vision. There's so much that's inside this. And so throughout the years, I've just been developing these products. I have a lot more products that are going to be coming out soon for 2017. But I did this as a way to show anybody. I mean, I'm an attorney who, you know, if I can do this, just you can do it too. That's the point that I really wanted to demonstrate. And these stuff sell and they make money.
That's amazing. Okay, speaking of women and wealth.
Yes.
Last week on our show, we put the question out there to our viewers. Do you think a wife should make more money than her husband? What do you think about that question?
Well, I would say it's not a matter of should. It's just who possesses the wealth potential to do that. And so I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that. There are times when I make more money than my husband.
Right.
And then there are times when he makes more money than me. It's just what you do with the money together that actually really determines your future.
Right. That's awesome. Okay, now let our viewers know, how can they get in contact with you for some of your souvenirs, your journal, everything?
Okay, so they can check out my products on my website. That's www.melissa, M-E-L-I-S-A, hallonline.com, or they can call at 601-2546, or they can hit me up on Facebook. And so those are the ways that they can reach me.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us. Right now it's time for our playlist video of the day, but when we get back, we want you to answer some of the questions from our viewers that they had for you.
Sure.
Is that okay?
Not a problem.
All right, great. Now here's our playlist video of the day. It's Julie and Believe with Believe.
I remember back in the day when I was just trying to have a dream. It was hard, just trying to find someone to believe in me, you know? But it shows once you believe in something, that anything's possible. Once you believe in yourself, no one can defeat you. I waited my whole life for this moment. Always knew that I would see the day. Even though me they didn't believe in. It was cool cause I believed in me. And I knew the harder that the times come, that I was getting closer to the top. Even though most times my heart was broken, I always knew one day I'd have a shot. What the people said about me, cause they will never change the person in me. As long as my heart was still and stay true, I couldn't lose.
Alright guys, that was our playlist video of the day, Julie and Believe with Believe. And as promised, we're still kicking it with Miss Melissa Hall, and she will answer some of the questions sent in by you, the viewers. So let's get to it. This is a question from Anna Clara Morley. She said, I always wanted to own my own business. As a matter of fact, I dream and pray about it all the time. My problem is I got married at a young age, have 3 children with a mortgage and loads of bills. I am weeks away from hitting 30 years old and I have yet to accomplish half of my goals. And now I feel like once I hit 30, my chances of really living my dream life is low. What advice do you have for me to get on the right track to live in my dream? What would you say to that, Miss Hall?
Well, wow. First of all, I'd say to her that, Anna, it's never too late. In fact, I started my law practice when I was 29 years of age. Now, and there's so many other people who you can just do some research to get some inspiration as to women who started business late in the game. You know, you have Kerry Washington, you have the J.K. Rowling and the Viola Davis. They all became famous and really late in, as a matter of fact, I believe over 35. And so the first thing I'd say to you, Anne, is that it's not too late. The second thing that I would say to you is that at this point in time of your life, you need to get some help. And I recommend that you get some coaching, because coaching and mentorship will accelerate everything that you really need to do. So be encouraged, be inspired, and just remember, it's not too late. It can happen. You just need to get the right type of help.
There you have it, Anna. Hope you're listening to Ms. Hall. We have another question sent from Crystal Coley. In January of 2016, I took a leap of faith by leaving my job to pursue my dream of opening a clothing and accessory store. I did a business plan, went and took out a loan to properly start up my business. It started off really well with all of my family and friends supporting me and purchasing items out of the store. My first month, I made $10,000 in sales. After the third month, the numbers got lower and lower, to a point where I was thrown out of the shop for not being able to pay my rent. My staff went to the labor board because I was unable to pay their salaries. I got extremely discouraged, even to the point of wanting to take my life, because I thought my life was over. What advice can you give me to help?
Okay, well, the advice that I would give you to help is, first of all, to realize that most businesses fail within the first 5 years. This is a common thing. However, you can overcome your challenge that you would have faced. I think that at this particular point in time of your life, the most important thing for you to do is get a dream team. And your dream team should consist of people who are experienced, financial coaches, legal attorneys. If you get this dream team, they're going to be able to help you put yourself back on the right track. But more importantly, I want you to begin to look within, because there's lots of power that's on the inside of you to get you going again. And people become so much more successful when they fail or fall down and get up again. And so every business person has gone through a challenge. What you've gone through is the norm. It's just that you need the right people around you to support you, to motivate you, encourage you, and to keep you on the right track. And I want you to know that you can do it again. You can get your wealth back. You can be successful. You just need the right type of people and the right team around you, getting you on the right track.
Awesome, awesome, wise words, Ms. Hall. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And because we are so awesome here on The Rush, we are giving you, the viewers, the opportunity to have a coaching session with Ms. Hall.
Yes.
Now, if you think that you might be interested in that, you can just send us a message on why you deserve that opportunity, okay? Thank you once again, Ms. Hall.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here today.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be back after the break with more on The Rush.
Are you bored? Nothing to do? Sitting here like 2 big bags of dog food, wholesale size? Well, I have a solution for you. Roll the clip! Run the clip! Why you don't roll the clip?
What the vibe is? Man, tell me what the vibe is. What the vibe is? Mom, tell me what the vibe is.
King Cloud presents Getting Off. We definitely won't let you down. You have to get off.
What the vibe is? Man, tell me what the vibe is. What the vibe is? Mom, tell me what the vibe is. What the vibe is?
Welcome back to The Rush, guys. Joining me now in studio is talk show host, entrepreneur, and so much more, Mr. Lincoln Bain. How are you, Mr. Bain?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Now, today we're here to talk about your new book, Identity Crisis. Just give us a snippet of what the book is about.
Man's greatest problem is identity crisis. A lot of people don't know who they are. A lot of people, are young, they're in their teens, and they're looking forward to the future, but they don't know what to look forward to. They don't know which direction to go. They need guidance. There's some people in their 40s and 50s, they still don't know who they are, and they need guidance. They want to know where to go. And the most important thing in a man's life is purpose, and this book teaches you that. A lot of motivational teachers tell you to find your purpose. They say find your purpose, live your purpose. They don't tell you how. They leave you.
Right.
How do you do it? Now some of them, say, well, go to your manual, it's the Bible, and that's true. You can go to the Bible and you can find out a lot of stuff about yourself, but you don't see exactly what job to take, which career path to take, which college to go to, which city to live in, and it leaves you lost. And so this book will teach you how to find your purpose. I'll give you an example. How did Tiger Woods' father know to put a golf club in his hand instead of a tennis racket? How did he know? How did Venus and Serena's father know to give them a tennis racket rather than piano lessons? There are ways to know your purpose and the purpose of your loved ones. You're going to find all that in this book.
Okay, now is this book derived from your own personal experience or just stuff that you've watched other people go through?
This book is a mosaic of a lot of different experiences that you're going to learn from. You're going to learn from persons like myself, Dr. Miles Monroe. You're going to learn from Michael Jordan, a lot of famous persons. You're going to learn from their experiences. Michael Jordan's story is an amazing story that we talk about in chapter 5, where he was not really good or interested in anything. But there was that one thing that made him come alive, that made him light up, and it was basketball. Everything else, he was disinterested. Mm-hmm. His mother told him, listen, you better go learn home economics because you're not going to find a woman because you're just a lazy young man.
Wow.
But that one thing, he became the greatest of all time.
Basketball.
How did they know? Basketball was that thing. That's what you're going to find out in this book.
Okay, now more specifically, how do you think this book will, push young Bahamian men?
It's going to push young Bahamian men because their greatest problem right now is identity crisis. A lot of the young men, the gang leaders, for example, they are leaders. They're just misdirected leaders. They have a lot of talent.
Right.
It's surprising, this is going to sound strange, but drug dealers are some of the most talented entrepreneurs there are. I know that sounds crazy, but
no, it doesn't sound crazy.
They have a business that they can't really
creative.
open a store. They can't use the regular shipping routes. They can't use the courts when they have a dispute.
Think outside the box.
They have to think outside the box. Mm-hmm. They are just misguided. They just have not found their identity, and they are misusing it. I'll give you an example. Pastor Dave Burrows, who's now the pastor of Bahamas Faith Ministries, he used to fool around with this kind of stuff. Now he's the pastor of one of the biggest churches in the country. He found his identity, he found his way, and now he's living it.
Okay, now what would you say to those young guys, to encourage them to grab the book if they're going through a time where they don't know what their purpose is in life and they just feel lost? Because a lot of that is going on, a lot of that leads to the crime that we have in this country. What would you say to them right now?
I would say to you, my brother, there's nothing more important than finding your purpose. There's nothing more sweeter than finding your purpose. I know I know that you do not want to live a life outside of the law. You don't want to live a life that you can't enjoy your kids and your family. You want to do what's right. And some people got caught up in circumstances. Maybe you grew up in a bad neighborhood, but guess what I did? I was born in Angliston, not even in a hospital, in a wooden house. In a wooden house. I grew up in Pinewood Gardens, so a lot of you can relate to that. Pinewood Gardens. But I found a way out because I found my identity, I found my purpose, I found what I wanted to do in life, and I pursued it. And if you read this book, it's going to guide you to what you can do with your life. You have some real talents, bro. You're a leader. You have young men following you. You have some real talents, and this book is going to show you how to use that talent to find yourself.
Okay, now, being that the book will show them, how to find their purpose, and you said there'll be guidelines to what to do after. Now, I find my purpose. I know what I want to do. What do I do now? Where do I go from here?
What you do is you become the king of your jungle. The king of your jungle. Whatever that is you are made for. You are a king. Of all things, you are a king. And you become the king of your jungle. What's the king of the jungle?
Lion.
Okay, the lion. Everyone says the lion is the king of the jungle. The lion is not the king of the jungle. The tiger is the king of the jungle. Lions don't even live in jungles. You're going to find out about that in this book. Lions live in a savanna. Never let society tell you who or what you are. You know who you are. The lion lives in the savannah, and he doesn't listen to us. When we tell him that he's the king of the jungle, he still lives in the savannah. And he lives his way, and he does it his way. The tiger is the king of the jungle because their makeup is made for the jungle. And that is where they live. And they are king where they live.
Okay, now, what would you say to, I guess, those people who are leading those gangs, bringing those young boys behind them? That's what we see every day. I work in journalism where I go to court and I see these young guys getting wrapped up in trouble with these grown 40-something-year-old men. These men have an opportunity to lead these young kids on a better path. What would you say to encourage them to encourage others to do right?
Well, the first thing you need to do before you encourage others is you need to encourage yourself. You need to realize that you can live for so much more, than you can survive, that you can do better. One scripture changed my life when I saw it, and it was a scripture where Jesus said that many people are going to come before him and say that, they heal the sick and cast out, devils in his name. But he's going to say, depart from me, I don't know you. And that's because he doesn't know your identity. And if you're healing the sick and cast no demons, you're a Christian, you save. In fact, you're probably a pastor. You're probably the top of the top because regular people don't try to heal the sick and cast out demons, even regular Christians.
Right.
But he's saying, many of them, he's going to say, I don't know you, and therefore depart from me. And that's what this book is about. The most important thing in this world is purpose. God has to know you. He sent you to be something, and you have to be that. You have to become that. Think about this. An Olympic team where the skinny marathon runners are trying to throw the short put. The big short put fellas are trying to run the marathon or the 100-meter dash. They're out of place. Right. But in this life today, although that sounds like an absurdity, there are many persons who are living that life right now. That's happening every day. There are people who are out of place. Are you out of place today? If you are, read this book and find yourself.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bean.
Thank you, too.
Very important words that I know our viewers will take heed to. Thank you so much for joining us here on the show and sharing your book, Identity Crisis. Can you let the viewers know where can they get the book and contact you if they have any questions or concerns?
Well, first of all, you can get the book on Amazon.com. There's a paperback version that you can order and it'll be delivered to you. There's an ebook that you can read on your Kindle or whatever device you have. And there's also an audiobook. If you don't feel like reading, you can let us play it. You can let it play back to you. The audiobook you can get free by downloading Audible, and if it's your first book, you actually get it free. The other books are $10 for the paperback and $8 for the ebook. You can get it in many of the stores here, all of the Christian bookstores here. You can find it in.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much once again. There you have it, guys. We have so much in store for you after this break, so keep it locked.
Golden House Restaurant and Bar located in the Cage Village Plaza, West Bay Street. Come on in and try our drink specials of the day or enjoy authentic Chinese cuisines created by Chinese chefs. With specialty dishes like crab rangoon, mixed dumplings, roasted duck, Szechuan chicken, and curry kung. Dine in or take out today and enjoy our intimate setting with Asian decor. Delivery is also available within a 1-mile radius. We also offer bookings for special functions and catering events. That's Golden House Restaurant and Bar, located Cage Village Plaza, West Bay Street. Open Monday through Friday from 11:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. and on weekends from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Give us a call today at 327-2300. That's Golden House Restaurant and Bar.
Welcome back to The Rush, guys, and as always, we are always bringing you the newest music and the newest undiscovered talent from right here in the Bahamas. Joining me now in studio is up-and-coming artist Tanisha. Hi, Tanisha, how are you today?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to see you perform tonight. Okay, so let's get into it. How did you get involved in music?
When I was younger, I discovered I could sing through a talent contest with me and my friends in the 6th grade. But ever since that, I kind of developed my talent, and I've developed a passion for music. So I just kept doing it.
Okay, great. Now, you recently released an EP, My Point of View by Tanisha Sweeting. Tell me about this EP.
My EP contains 7 songs, all written by me. One includes a collaboration with musician Maz Joshin. And the rest are me either playing the guitar, me singing on beats that I created, and one song produced by Pedrino. Okay, great. Now, I heard a couple of your songs, and you have a very interesting style. You don't go with the regular R&B of today. What piqued your interest in this type of music, and what would you call the genre that you're in? I do not have one specific genre.
Okay. Just creative.
Yeah, my musical style is influenced by bands like Coldplay, 21 Pilots, people like that, pretty much. Maroon 5. So I don't have one specific genre. It's influenced by a lot of different people. Okay, and how has your experience been as a musician in the Bahamas? It's been okay, considering that I just came out last year. Okay. I've got pretty good response, though. Good feedback? Yeah. Okay, cool. How can the viewers get in contact with you after they hear this awesome song that you're about to sing for us? You can find me on Facebook, Tanisha Sweeting, my fan page. I am on Instagram, TOP Junkie. I sound funny, but that's my name.
It's okay, it's you, girl.
I also have a YouTube channel with the song Treason that I'm going to be performing on it.
Okay, perfect. Now here's Tanisha singing her hit single, Treason.
I am self-destructive. I am dedicated. I want what I want when I want it. I am fascinated by the little things that no one seems to notice anymore. Well, I'm going to
was amazing. How did you even come up with that concept for that song?
It was basically just a story I was telling about a king who knows he's a tyrant, and he knows that the people are eventually going to come and take him down. So
it's kind of like a fantasy type song.
Yeah.
Well, that was amazing. So different from what we're hearing now, and I am very proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the show today. And let them know one more time where they can get in contact with you, or if they want to get that song.
You could find Treason online on iTunes. Basically, if you search Treason by Tenacious Weeding, it should come up. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on my page, again, Tenacious Weeding. And I think that's the only place you could find Treason.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's all the time we have for you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with us for another episode of The Rush. We'll see you next time, same place.